Hello again, everyone. Saki here, and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator 2. And when we last left off, we did the street sweeper, and we did the gas station, and boy, that was a long challenge indeed. We have a bit of a palate cleanser today. We have a mobility scooter, which was careening toward our establishment at a high rate of speed, and a bandstand in Muckingham. So a few hopefully quick jobs today. I know some folks complain about that Merman's beam, but I weren't one of them. You see, I love giving folks a treat, and that beam fired a line straight over our retirement home, all the way to the Bullseye Superstore on the edge of town. So every night I'd follow that beam there, just as the markdowns go out. Then I'd load up with as much discounted deliciousness as my scoot could handle. But the beam went off just as I was shortcutting it through the national park. Made it out eventually, but those woods are denser than pound cake, and my scoot's not cut out for off-roading. We'll ask the standard Walmart shopper, and their scooter would definitely be a off-road sort of thing. All right, so let's use our washer here. Shouldn't take too awful long. A nice, quick job to get this mobility scooter back to the way it was. Yep, center console. Probably have to get up and under it, I would say. Yep, windshield is good. How about our handlebars? All right, so handlebars are good. Do we start with the... Yeah, let's start with the front. We'll go ahead and take care of that. And I don't believe today's jobs are going to give us enough for the heavy-duty washer. I may have found my way out of those woods, but the discounted snacks didn't. Oh, you left your snacks behind. For shame. Shame on you. Never leave your snacks behind. Though, not to stereotype, but I have a feeling that you're not going hungry. To clarify, it wasn't panic eating. Well, what was it then? It's just best before dates were fast approaching, and I can't stand waste. And true that. And I'm sure a lot of supermarkets actually go through such things. The best before date or the sell date, they have to unload that inventory. And it is a bit of a waste when all of that food can be sent to those who actually need it. But there's like write-offs and tax things that corporations have that they have to show waste or whatnot. When I worked at Pizza Hut, it was really disheartening to throw away the proofed dough. You could get away with the hand tossed and the thins because they were not proofed, not rised up in a little oven. But the pan dough had to be thrown out every day if it wasn't used. So we tried not to make too many pans ahead of time to prep, because that's just a waste to see all that pan dough just get thrown out in the garbage. Really disheartening. Ding, ding, ding. Yeah, this is going swimmingly as I expected it would. The scooter will be like new. We'll get our $100 and we'll move on. All right, tire good, wheel need a little bit of attention. Now we just get, the basket. So I imagine that's where your goodies go. Let's take a look at your basket here. Ella Goods Huckleberry. So we know all about the Huckleberry. We have raspberry muffins and croissants. The croissant. All right, let's get that armrest. Got the chair, and probably the cushions are going to be a little bit tricksy. All right, got the seat. All right, 97. And I thought we were good. Where are you hiding? So we have the motor, we have the tires and wheels. Oh, the underside of the seat base. All right, so seat base taken care of. I saw the little indicator pop. Oh, wow, that armrest still needs some attention. Like in the back, or on the bottom, I would say. Yeah, right along the bottom. We got you. 98%, this should be it. He says at 99%. Oh, the footwell needs a bit of attention. All right, so footwell, steering mount. All right, so it's a footwell, the rear chassis, and a wing mirror. Oh, wow, we didn't get that mirror at all. All right, so wing mirror good, rear chassis. Okay, that's going to be interesting to try to get. Can we lift this thing up? It's like we have a ladder over here, but we don't need a ladder. We need to get the rear chassis. Ah, so in the wheel well counts for the rear chassis. So we probably have the other wheel arch to do, if I had to make a guess. All right, cool. Nice and quick. Doot, 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 doot. Yeah, good palate cleanser. Nice and easy, didn't really have to think about it too awful much. Amazing work, my friend. Scooter's running like a dream machine. I've already been to the Stuff and Run just down the way. Not as good as the Bullseye, but it'll do nicely till they figure out how to turn that beam back on. Oh, I've left you a red velvet cake. As a special thanks, was the only thing not on discount. That's how good a job you done. Well, I appreciate that. And where is said red velvet cake? Is it something that we can purchase by the by? Is it a furniture bit? No, we do have some interesting furniture, though. I don't know if he was actually being serious, or if there's like a red velvet cake cosmetic. Nah. Okay. Just, much appreciated. All right, so our next task, the Bandstand. Muckingham Spring Festival is only a few short weeks away now, and that means the usual outdoor concert at the Bandstand. Unfortunately, the band are refusing to play on it in its current condition. Felt. Deputy Warden Indy Clemson's already gone at it with a mop and a bucket, but the removal of such profound dirt deposits requires a grit they are yet to fully develop. This is one time I can say with certainty that what we need is someone with your diligence and hydraulic finesse, and we have such things as these. Hopefully we have a ladder as well to get on top of that bandstand. Yes, indeed. So we'll start with the roof as we do, and take a look at this intricate topper. Yeah, with a lot of... At least we can move around. It's got a lot of hidden little things that we have to come at it from a bunch of different angles to really get a hold of. And I bet in the center is going to be, yeah, really terrible. We'll just have to spray as we can. And once this topper is good, we can focus on the... There we go, topper good. And then the cupola. And sort of like the tea house, we'll just go from the top. Now, I imagine you're wondering how in the name of Herbert Heck our bandstand got in such a sorry state. Kinda was. I wasn't going to say nothing, though. Well, seeing as how you've been too busy to stop by lately, I'll tell you. Please do. Which he'll probably save that for a few moments. Yeah, we'll get this cupola. And then the decorations. So that's one decoration. Yeah, it's going to be really quick to go through and hit all of them. It's almost like we could use our pizza pan. But I want to get the cupola taken care of. And I imagine is this part of the cupola as well. That's cupola decorations. And yeah, the white bit is the cupola as well. And then we can go through and get all the little crowns. The crowning edge. Not to speak evil into the world, but this feels like it'll be a faster job than what we are used to. And in fact, and even a little grit behind the decorations. So we'll go decorations, hit the cupula as we can. But considering what we're getting paid, it feels as if this is going to be a quicker mission, which is what we need after a 2-hour gas station mission, that is for sure. Just make sure every angle is taken care of here as the cupula continues. Yeah, luckily our medium duty is doing some work here. All right, that's cupula done. And decorations all taken care of, it seems. All right, so let's ring around the rosy. Can we extend? All right, so green looks to be doing the work. Up and over the little bumps. Yeah, just hold that left turn. We can certainly do that. As we work our way down. Little bit of residue on those center posts. It's almost like we can go section by section and hit those posts, but we might be able to do it separately. Now, we have to watch our footing. There will come a time that we're going to slip off this thing, and it may be better indeed to go from bottom to top or top to bottom. All right, so each roof section is separate. And you have these roof ridges. All right, so let's go right down the roof. And as long as we don't slip, outstanding. So it does look like we can indeed go back and forth on these roof sections and hit the dividers. And then we shouldn't need the ladder anymore. If the shooting range taught us anything, is that the ceilings are going to be pretty bad as well. We'll have to take a look out for those. Right along the ridge. And the little decorations. All right, so the rooftop is all set. And the eaves. Don't want to eavesdrop here. That is dropping off of the eaves. All right, so that is all set. Yeah, just nice and smooth, man. Not too difficult. Just make sure, unlike the gas station where we forgot a bit of the air conditioning unit, make sure everything on this roof is taken care of before we jump down. Right down. I was going to say, what's up with the edge? But we got it. Awesome. And nothing too awful stuck on. That's what I like to see as well. We don't have to bust out the soap. And then, with it being a bandstand, it's not like a merry-go-round that would have intricate horse detailing and whatnot. I'm not sure if it's just like a performance stage that we'll be cleaning up. All right, let's get the edging here. The ridge wallet. Not sponsored. I've never tried a ridge wallet or any sort of card-only storage. Seems pretty efficient. These days you don't really carry cash. It's definitely a change. It may not speak well to the economy. if we end up like Fallout one day and there is no credit anymore and the only way to purchase something is with something physical. Bottle caps or no. Right down the ridge. And if you're a Fallout fan, I'm sorry for that announcement that just happened. Kind of seems like a waste. As seen online, it's definitely this could have been an email situation. And a re-release of Fallout 4. Not a remaster, but just re-releasing it with Creation Club stuff and all the DLC. But, I mean, shoot, that game's been out long enough. And I was really playing it when it was out, so I had all the DLC already. So this re-release means nothing to me, like, at all. Of course, we're not going to get a Fallout 5 announcement unless Bethesda wants to give up the reins of developing the mainline Fallout series to someone else, which I highly doubt they would do. And Elder Scrolls 6, I mean, pretty much given up on that whole thing while they're focusing on getting Starfield. And I don't know if they can get Starfield to a state that everyone will enjoy. Just seems like the wrong type of game to be done in that engine. Focus too much on procedural stuff. I mean, interesting ideas on paper that once it was out in the wild, it was underwhelming. But I certainly got my time out of it. Did the whole series on my channel right when it came out. But games like No Man's Sky has really come along and said, now this is how free explorative space games should be done. But I'm really looking forward to Starship Simulator. If you haven't seen it, it's developed, I think, by one person. But he is trying to get every wire, every battery bus, like the electronics of a starship inside. So if you're a fan of Scotty or Geordie LaForge and starting a warp core from scratch using a proper, scientific-based startup procedure, that's the kind of game for you, and it looks amazing. Can't wait for that, especially if they add NPCs and the ability to sort of observe. Of course, you know all about that Muckingham Merman appearing from nowhere deep in the desert and firing forth that blue beam of his day and night. Yep, people have been talking about it. But what you might not know is that this bandstand has become a pulpit for every tin pot gas bag wanting to give their warm bake on where it might have come from, or what it might all mean. What does it all mean, Basil? I find life is much better if you don't assign meaning to everything. It is what it is. You can only control what you can control. And everything else, you just have to get by, man. All right, cool. So the topper, cupola, all the decorations done. And we've got the backside of all these decorations. So I think we can hop down. Stepladder might be good for us here. It all depends on if our extension can do the work from here. And it kind of looks like it can. All right, excuse me, ladder. We'll put you over here in the clean part. Yeah, we'll get that. Yeah, very nice. So we'll do a couple laps around this white bit, making sure to hit all of our decorations. And then we'll come to the underside, where our extension will have even more purchase and reach. But yeah, as I was saying about the Starship Sim, they were having NPCs available, and you could just take part as a passenger while the NPC crew goes about their exploration, or of course take command, be the captain or the navigator, the helm, the comm, handle communications, all of those bridge functions that Star Trek fans are familiar with are available for the player. It's almost like Star Trek Bridge Crew that isn't licensed by Star Trek, but definitely gives that Star Trek feel. And it's looking amazing. It really is. Nothing but the best for that developer, because that has to be a tall order. For sure. I actually played a demo on my channel, messing around with some of the electrical systems on the bridge, saying, hey, if I pulled this breaker, will that turn off lights on the bridge? And it most certainly did. Everything has a wiring flow. Those who are engineering minded, who lives and breathes, you know, wire diagrams and how things are wired up from battery to usage. I mean, it's there. Or excuse me, ladder. Need to put you on the side that's clean. All right, so that core bell. Yeah, there we go. So we might have to reach out and touch a few of these. We have, yeah, that core bell was not hit at all. Oh, we didn't even get in the corner. There we go. Just kind of going back over my work so that we don't have 98% and it's the things that we have already done. Trying to be a little bit more careful with that approach. Right, I think we are done. Yeah, with those core bells. So let's get the arches. And I imagine the arch is going to have a backside too. And just look at all of this business. All right, so let's go from the outside, then we'll hop on the in. Oh, good. Did not know we didn't get that core bell. I'm learning some vocabulary. That's right, we were going from outside in. Nice and smooth. I don't know what material this is made out of, but the pressure washer is doing a treat on it. All right. Yep. Keep on keeping on. And then we'll work on the columns after we get the corbels, or we can work on the entire inside and focus on the outside to finish, which kind of makes sense. We want to get the roof taken care of on the inside, get the inside set, and then we can, whoops, stairs. Yeah, and then we can work on the outside. So let's start on the inside arch here. The ceiling trim, we can cut right down the middle. Very cool. Can't crank my neck that far. Okay, so that's just water. I was going to say that pattern that was appearing. Did not know what that was. Yeah, we'll focus on getting the dome itself taken care of. And then spiral out. Can't crank my neck far enough. And we'll get right there in the edge. All right, cool. Let's focus on this side. All right, what we got? I guess they have a point, mind you. Who's they? Using the pronoun game. What does the merman's beam even do anyway? 'Tis a good question. Okay, a couple years ago, it may have helped neutralize Mount Rushless, thereby preventing an apocalyptic event. But what has it done since then? Yeah, it only makes life here possible. I mean, what else does it do? Tell you what, ungrateful. Ungrateful, I say. It's like that sketch. What has Rome done for us besides roads and democracy, and like they listed all kinds of other stuff. But other than those 6 things, what has Rome ever done for us? That was Life of Brian. Life of Brian. Now, what has Rome ever done for us? Such a good movie, Life of Brian. All right, so we got that. Let's focus on the inner spandex. Although if I had to pick a Monty Python movie, of course it has to be Holy Grail. In fact, and I haven't confirmed this, but I have to believe I'm the only channel on YouTube that has recorded Kingdom Come Deliverance 1, but every episode of Kingdom Come Deliverance 1 from start to finish was a Monty Python and the Holy Grail quote. And I know that's not like a big claim to fame, that's not going to put me in any records books, but it's like a little Easter egg for those that know. All right, yeah, so this arch is good, this arch is good, this one isn't. Probably just a little bit of focus around. Hey ho! Did I forget something on the outside? That's disconcerting. I thought I was pretty good on that outside. All right, that arch is good, this one is not. It may be up top, you know. We'll try to get into the side crevices. And I don't think it is. I mean, it's got to be something we can get to on the rail. Oh, wow, look at, oh, crap. Yeah, on top of all these columns, right on that stupid little lip, we're going to need the step ladder for that, I believe. All right, where is said step ladder? I saw it, or at least I thought I did. Yeah, it's right over there. We'll make do. We'll come on over here. There it goes. All right, so it was a little bit on the top. All right, so that arch is set. Yep, that arch is set. That arch is set. That one is set. That one is set. That one is set. That one is set. All right, so now let's focus on the inside of these columns. And then what we'll have to do is we will have to come back and hit the very tippity top of each of these columns to get that dust trap pretty much at the very top of them. And then since we have a system, we can basically start next to the stairs here. That way we have a landmark, so we don't lose track of where we are when everything looks the same. And then once we're done with this, we'll continue keeping on the inside here. Just sort of do the Hollywood movie set approach. Make what you see look good, and don't worry about what the back looks like. Not yet. Yeah, 47% done with the total project. Making pretty good time. This one might clock in under 2 hours, which will be awesome. Because quite frankly, my rendering, so I record a video, say it's, you know, an hour and a half long. It takes about 2 hours to render. And then when that 2 hours is done, you almost double the time to upload to YouTube. So, you know, a 1 hour video will take YouTube 2 hours to upload. So it's like the long 2 hour episode, which I have not rendered and uploaded to YouTube yet, I'm dreading, because I only have a few hours at home after I get home from work to do this stuff. Now it's like, you could edit it down. Yeah. But I want to give people, and this is Sokka being Sokka, I want to give people the real experience. If you're going to play PowerWash Sim, this is what you're going to be doing. Like, if I showed you the quick time-lapse version only, you're like, hey, that looks easy. I can get that done pretty quick. Well, yeah, if you have a team of 4, you probably could get it done fairly quick. Yeah, those little balustrade. Never heard that term in my life. But I'm not a designer. An architect might be yelling at me like, what do you mean you haven't heard of a balustrade? That's an essential part of, you know, any staircase. Is these banisters. Luckily, I think this the water is wrapping around a little bit. But yeah, coming to the back side of every single one of these, hitting it from all of our funny angles. What we might do is really expand our nozzle width and just hit them up, because I think the majority of each post is done, especially once we come back from the front side. The majority of each one of these will be done. We only have to mist it, really. And of course, one good thing we can do with the floor is our pizza pan approach. Definitely got our use out of it at the gas station in those big parking lots, that is for sure. Okay, hit that up. If I see it, I'll hit it while we're here. Right along the top. Gotta be getting close to where we started, man. But going in circles is what I do. That's why I'm looking forward to NASCAR. Been a long time since I've driven a racing sim. My best friend Brandon and I used to do every season on NASCAR racing. And if you've been on the channel long enough to remember our seasons, then you've been around for a while. I appreciate it. But we used to run the actual races that they were running that weekend. 10% length, of course. We didn't do the full Daytona 500, but we did the Daytona 50 with increased tire wear and fuel consumption, so we still had to make a pit stop. And I think that's what I'm going to try to do with my NASCAR series. Is what's crazy is they don't have 10% race length. They have like 15 or 13 or something crazy that doesn't make any sense. But do the step above 10% and turn on 4x tire wear and fuel consumption, so that basically we get the same amount of pit stops in a short race that we would normally have in a long race, and that would shake things up. But from what I'm seeing of NASCAR 25, the whole pit and caution process is kind of borked. Not simulation by any means. And it all boils down to them not allowing the player to maintain their own speed and pit in their own pit box that takes control. As soon as you cross that line at pit road speed, it pulls you in and does everything for you, kind of like at the same rate for everyone. So it's like, you know, there is no driver skill getting on and off pit road, like where Kyle Busch gaps the field usually getting on and off pit road. That just doesn't exist in NASCAR 25, not letting the player do that approach. So we'll see if that messes us up or messes anything up like that. All right, so how do we want to do? We could do the floor. Let's actually do the front step and have sort of like a line of debarkation right there. All right, pizza power. Yeah, we'll just run laps with the pizza pan and then get to the outside where I think we'll be able to blast everything from the outside and get everything hit. Once we're out there. Thankfully, this isn't as big as a parking lot. We can chew through this fairly quickly. I don't know what this is going to do to our money situation, exactly how much cash we're going to have in our pocket when this is all said and done. I don't think enough to get the heavy duty or the high duty, whatever it is, the next step up as far as the washer is concerned. Whoop. So we might have to make do with this one, but it's doing a good job. I mean, we don't have to go over too awful much because of the washer, because of me, is really why we kind of have to go back over things, is I short it up or, you know, I don't go all the way. Boop. So we'll cross the bridge when we get there if we need to upgrade. I imagine in the later missions there's going to be some heavy caked on dirt that would be really nice to have a heavy duty washer for. And I have not looked ahead to see what kind of missions await us. But they were talking about one of those big earth mover trucks. And I'm interested to see if that's actually a thing. Love how the bandstand has a hatch just in case the band are tanking and need a quick getaway. Well, that's what that's for. Well, good on them. It's nice and clean now. All right, so I think, yeah, let's do our regular old power wash here on the steps. Step by step, stepping on step. And actually, we should do the railing and banisters first. Get right there in that nook. The Tom Nook. Animal Crossing Power Wash. Couldn't imagine it. Tom Nook coming out, or you know, Tom Nook shorting you, not wanting to pay your wage. You didn't do a good enough job. You could rent a power washer from me. Only 200% interest. Dang Tom Nook anyway. Some say he's doing business. Others say it's extortion. All right, this will get the inside of the banister, and we'll make sure to get right under that ledge, because I know that would come to bite us. All right, so we'll do the steps while we're here up top. And then we'll go, that's a little bit iffy. Hopefully, We can hit those using the other angle. We're just getting the steps for now. And then we'll do the backing when we get to the ground floor. All right, let's see what we got here. Hit the ground floor. All right, that step's good. That step's good, and that step's good. Legitimate strategy. A little bit there in the crevice. Very cool. Get as much as we can right to the edge. All right. And then the rest of the banister, I suppose. Yeah, we'll hit this underside. Now, I don't know. So that's column pedestal. There's banister. So does this thing have really caked on dirt? Not that I see. Be sure to get the ground next to it just in case that counts. You know, I thought that banister would be good. Because that's column pedestal. Unless, yeah, this is the whole banister. So the whole banister is both sides. Got it. We can definitely take care of that. No. So I wonder if the wall is also considered banister. It is. All right, good deal. Here I was thinking we were like really up the creek, completely oblivious to what's going on, but nope. We got it. So we'll at least get this banister taken care of. And then start working our way. Wow, that was easy. And then other banister. So we did a really good job getting in nice and tight that the tolerance just let us have that before we were even done. Not to look a gift horse in the mouth, but that tolerance could have been a little bit. Yeah, we still had that to go, and it completed. But I'm not gonna yell and pitch a fit about that. That is for sure. All right, column is good. The light is good. Column pedestal. And I imagine it's going to be, yeah, the top. So we're going to have to be extremely careful when we do the tops of these things. That we get all angles. And we get like the little outcroppings. All right, and then that all counts as balustrade. Very cool. Foundation. And we shall. Yeah, this one ain't stressing me out as much as that gas station did. By far and for sure. All right, light is good. Column is good. Get the little footy print. Very nice. Column pedestal good. Balustrade, and I think, yeah, if we approach it from this side, because we kind of angled it on the far side when we're inside, we can hit the other two corners, or the other two angles, fairly easily. So that should be balustrade done. Yes, indeed. And I do appreciate the tolerances on that. Oh, is this going to be a little bit of soap? That looked pretty ground on to me, like someone dumped their coffee filter on the side of the boards, but we're all set there. And I think the only thing we'll have to do is the tops of those columns there, right where my water hit, there's like the little lips on top of that we have to take care of. Right in there. Very cool. Now, I don't know if that's the sun going down or if that's where the sun always was. I wasn't paying that much attention. But if things do go like day to night and we have to set up work lights or something, that would be intense. Part of me wants to pull off this extension, but we are doing quite fine with it still attached. So I'm not going to break my flow and take it off. Very nice. Appreciate you. Right, column done. Light post. Especially if that's what's giving us the splatter, to like be able to not need to hit things directly on front. The water kind of gets around where it needs to. So we will stick with that. All right. And I think only a few more little bits to go. Yeah, it's almost like they're feeling sorry for us on this one, because the tolerances are really not as tight as they were at that gas station. The thing's practically half dirty, and it's like, okay, that's good enough. You got it. All right, up we go. Light fixture. Come on now, light. There we go. Yeah, we'll get the base around so the pizza pie can do some work. We'll have to move that dang ladder. The bane of my existence. Ladder placement. Maybe they thought with all the individual posts that it was going to be hard for someone to get everywhere. So they're like, give them some extra room in case they don't get those posts exactly right. Oh, I appreciate that. I didn't know that that wasn't done. All right, up we go. Only a few more to go. All right, foot. Nice. And only a few more to go. 79%. So either, I don't know what could be counting. Oh, the floor, the foundation. So once we take the pizza pan through, just like the gas station, we can make up 20% just in the ground, I think. Last little bit. I was going to say, please be cool, ladder, but I'm going to need to move you one more again. No, don't go up. Although we will need to go up to get the very tip tops. of those columns. Unless it was so kind that these columns are done. Oh, I think they're done. We don't even need to go up there. Planned it all along. That was exactly my plan. He lied. Good deal. Appreciate you. Yeah, no soap on this one is really speeding this along. We don't have to go over and over and over and over. Right, so the lamp, okay, I was going to say the light is not good. Column is good. Column pedestal, we'll just need, there we go. So bandstand base, yep, right there, and one arch. Now I thought we got all the arches. Nope, not this one. All right, let's see if we can finagle it. Where are you, dirty? Arch. Crap. Oh, there we go. Cool. So now it's just bandstand base. All right, so can we put you in a place? Yeah, we'll put you right here. And last but not least, we'll go ahead and police up this area inside. Right there by the front. And then we'll just work from outside in. So we'll make up 17% on the bandstand base. And this is where we can pat ourselves on the back. Say, this is awesome. We didn't run into anything that made us tear our hair out. Everything went according to plan. Nothing was too awful hidden. Nothing gave us too awful much trouble. And really, what more can you ask for than that? Yeah, we'll just go around these little posts. This will be probably the most meticulous part of bandstand base, going around these arches, but we did give ourselves plenty of room around to maneuver, so we didn't have to get right up next to it. But overall, a fairly good payday today. I mean, not as far as monetary value, but as far as work that we had to do to get paid, was not bad at all. I don't know if we can do an extension on this pizza pan, because like for ceilings or whatnot, where they're nice and flat, if we can get an extension to raise this up, do it, make our own inner Michelangelo at the Sistine Chapel, and sort of paint the ceiling with our pizza pan, that may speed up things. All right. Just getting that little corner. And hopefully the tolerance on this base is as lenient as the tolerance on the foundations were. We'll have, like, you know, a big quarter strip of dirt left, and it's like, close enough, you're good. It's fine. You put in your work today. That's all we asked. All right. Yeah, maybe one or two passes, and we're good. We're at 94% overall. And that'll tick up very quickly. I'm kind of curious on where we stand, where we bandstand in the total career mode length. Because coming soon, next week as I record this, is EU5. And then the week after that is NASCAR 25, and I kind of want to be done with PowerWash Sim before that, because those are two very long games in themselves that would take me quite a while to complete if we stick with it. And to be honest, if I had a YouTube manager, they would tell me to stop this series immediately. You are destroying your channel. What are you doing? Only 5 people at most tune in per episode. YouTube thinks your channel's terrible. But you know what? I don't answer to YouTube. It's one of the benefits of not being full-time is I don't have to think in terms of what puts food on the table. I only have to think on terms of what do I want to upload, what is fun for me, and what do I want to show people. All right, are you lenient? Yes, you are. That's what I like to see. PowerWash Services, on behalf of the Barclay Street Residents Committee, I'd like you to commission you to clean the eyesore, which is number 46. Oh, crap. That's going to be another couple-hour job, isn't it? Camilla, what have you done? It better be a big payday. Let's go back and see how much that pay is. Yeah, very nice. Yeah, it kind of puts dirt up there, you know, like on the roof when we got it all. And then once we spray the underside, it kind of gets it. It's not a complete time lapse. It's a reasonable facsimile. Dirt Finder, Andy informs me that you've done an incredible job. It never ceases to amaze me how something as persistent as dirt is shifted by something as wishy-washy as water. By the way, don't forget to book Ulysses in for her festival hat fitting. You know that cat's the star of the show, Park Warden. All right, so we will go to our home base. We'll take a look at our 2 trophies. We should have the scooter and the bandstand now. So there's the scooter there, and our bandstand is right up there. So if we had to guess, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 more washes to go, perhaps, if we fill out our entire trophy. And the only job we have is the Nouveau house, worth $750. Oof, that's still not enough for me to get. So the heavy duty Prime Vista is 5. We need $1,300 for that, and we would need another. Oh, geez. So the adaptable nozzle is $1,500. We don't need that, but that extension we would definitely need. So $6,000. Yeah, we're not going to be getting new equipment anytime soon, especially if they're only paying $500. Maybe that one won't take too long, but we will see next time, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next PowerWash Sim video. Take care.